Have you ever stood in the grocery store, looking at two piles of the same food, one labeled organic with a much higher price tag, and the other regular, and wondered, is the organic one really worth it? What if I told you that sometimes buying organic isn't just unnecessary, it's actually a waste of your hard-earned money? Now, before you think I've lost my mind, let me tell you a secret that most people never talk about. Not everything with the word organic stamped on it gives you more safety, more nutrition, or more peace of mind. In fact, there are foods that you should absolutely never buy organic, because science, experience, and plain common sense say you'll get no benefit whatsoever. If that statement shocked you a little, then stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll know exactly what to avoid, why you can save your money, and how to make smarter choices for your health and your wallet. When I first turned 50, I started paying more attention to what I was eating. Like many of you, I had friends telling me, go organic, it's safer, it's cleaner, it's better for your body. And of course, I wanted to do the right thing for myself and my family. So I jumped in and started buying organic everything: milk, eggs, apples, even bags of rice that cost double just because of the label. But then one day, standing in the store holding two cucumbers, one organic and one not, I realized I had no idea why I was paying more for one. Was I being smart, or was I just falling for clever marketing? That question sent me on a journey of reading, learning, and talking to experts. And what I found out is something I wish someone had told me years ago. Some foods don't need to be bought organic, ever. Let's start with something simple: avocados. You've probably heard about the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 lists, which are based on studies that show how much pesticide residue stays on fruits and vegetables. Avocados almost always land on the Clean 15. Why? Because they have thick skins that protect the creamy inside from pesticides. By the time you peel an avocado, whatever might have been sprayed on the outside is long gone. Buying organic avocados is like buying a diamond ring for a picnic you just don't need it. The same is true for bananas. Their peels act as natural shields, so whether you buy organic or not, what you actually eat is safe. I still remember a cashier once asking me why I chose the non-organic bananas when the organic ones were on sale. I told her because the peel is my free protection, and nature already paid the bill. She laughed, but it's the truth. Now, let's talk about onions. Did you know onions naturally repel pests? Their strong smell is like a built-in insect repellent. Farmers don't need to drench them in chemicals, and studies show that onions consistently have very low pesticide residue. So, when you see that organic onion costing almost twice as much, remind yourself that the regular one is already as close to organic as it gets. The same goes for garlic. I once read a report comparing conventional garlic to organic garlic, and the difference in pesticide residue was almost non-existent. So, unless you love the idea of paying extra for something that doesn't actually change, keep your money in your pocket if you've been nodding your head, thinking, wow, I didn't know that. Then let me pause here and ask, which of these foods do you usually buy organic? Drop a comment below, because I'd love to know how you've been shopping. And if this information is surprising you, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I share these kinds of practical, science-based tips every week, especially for those of us over 50 who want to live healthier without getting tricked by the industry. Now, let's go a little deeper. Have you ever noticed how people often buy organic packaged foods like organic pasta, organic cookies, or organic chip sand, feel proud of themselves as if they just made a healthy choice? Here's the harsh truth. Organic junk food is still junk food. If a cookie is loaded with sugar and unhealthy oils, it doesn't magically become good for you because the wheat was grown without pesticides. I made that mistake myself. I used to grab organic crackers thinking I was being smart. But when I turned the package over, it still had ingredients I couldn't pronounce and way too much sodium. That was my wake-up call. Just because something is labeled organic doesn't mean it deserves a spot in your cart. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It might look fancier, but it's still a pig. Another group of foods you should never buy organic. Anything where the outer layer you never eat is already doing the heavy lifting. Think about pineapples, cantaloupes, oranges, and melons. Their thick rinds protect the fruit inside so effectively that pesticide residue is virtually non-existent. I remember cutting open a bright, juicy cantaloupe one summer and thinking, Why would I pay more for something I'm not even eating? The peel goes in the trash, the safe fruit goes in my mouth, and the money stays in my wallet. Simple math. And here's another little secret that might blow your mind. Frozen fruits and vegetables are often just as good as fresh ones, and sometimes even better because they're picked at peak ripeness and frozen right away. Buying them organic is rarely worth it, because again, many of them already rank low on the pesticide charts. I often grab bags of frozen peas, corn, or mixed berries for smoothies, and I never feel the need to buy the organic version. They taste great, they're nutrient-rich, and my bank account doesn't take a hit. Now, I don't want you to think I'm against organic food altogether. I'm not. In fact, there are certain foods like strawberries, spinach, and apples that really do absorb pesticides, and those are worth buying organic when you can. But the key here is being smart, not scared. The food industry thrives on fear. They want you to believe that everything not labeled organic is automatically dangerous, and that's simply not true. As someone who has spent years digging into the research, I can tell you this. The real power is in knowing when it matters and when it doesn't. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine, also in her 50s, was spending nearly $200 extra every month buying everything organic. She thought she was doing the best thing for her health. But after I explained to her the truth about foods with natural protection like bananas, avocados, and onions, she adjusted her shopping list. A few months later, she told me she had saved over $1,000 that year. Money she used to join a yoga class and buy better quality fish, which actually did more for her health. That's the kind of smart decision I want you to be able to make too. So here's a practical rule of thumb. If the food has a thick peel or outer layer you don't eat, skip the organic. If the food is naturally resistant to pests, like onions and garlic, skip the organic. If the food is processed junk even with an organic label, skip the organic. And if it's something from the Clean 15 list that has been proven to have minimal pesticide residue, you can feel confident buying it conventional. I also want to touch on something important for our generation. Many of us grew up in a time when organic wasn't even a word on food labels. We ate what was available, and most of us turned out just fine. Yes, times have changed, farming has changed, and chemicals are more common now. But we shouldn't let fear control us. Instead, we should let knowledge empower us. Being over 50 doesn't mean we stop asking questions. It means we start asking better ones. And one of the best questions you can ask in the store is, am I buying this because it's truly better for me, or because a label made me feel guilty? Now, if you're wondering how to put all this into action, here's what I recommend. Next time you make your grocery list, put a star next to the items where buying organic truly matters, like berries, leafy greens, or apples. For everything else, bananas, avocados, onions, pineapples, garlic, skip the organic and pocket the savings. Use that money for something that genuinely boosts your health, like higher quality proteins, omega-3 rich fish, or even supplements your doctor recommends. That's how you build a diet that supports you long term. And let's not forget the bigger picture. Sometimes buying local is even more powerful than buying organic. When you support local farmers, you're getting fresher food, often grown with care, and you're investing in your community. I've met farmers who don't have the expensive organic certification, but who grow their crops with minimal chemicals and tons of love. Those are the people I want to support, and I encourage you to look for them too. So, as we come to the close of this conversation, let me leave you with a twist. The real secret isn't just about which foods to never buy organic. The real secret is that health isn't found in a label at all. It's found in your daily habits, choosing whole foods over processed ones, cooking more meals at home, staying active, sleeping well, and managing stress. If you do those things, the label organic becomes far less important. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about making consistent, smart, sustainable choices. If today's video gave you a new perspective, let me know in the comments which food you'll stop buying organic from now on. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more empowering health insights designed for people like USBH, because being over 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting sharper, wiser, and stronger than ever. Remember this: not every food needs to be organic, but every choice should be intentional. Save your money where it doesn't matter. Invest it where it truly does. and live with the confidence that you're in control of your health journey.